Okay, so I'm just gonna hop right into it. My team consists of these 5 Pokemon. I've got Gardevoir, Glade, Whimsicott, Giraffe, and Ninetales, and then I sub out the 6 member as I feel, as I feel like I need, based on time of day and whatever. I'll start with Gardevoir. Gardevoir is built to be fast and hit hard. When they Mega Evolve, their ability becomes Pixelate, which means all moves all normal moves become Fairy type. Get Stab because Gardevoir is a Fairy type, which means Stab means same type attack bonus, which means any type that you match will do more damage. But Pixelate makes it so that Hyper Voice, a normal type move, becomes Fairy type, gets Stab, and receives a 20% damage boost. And it's already a 90 base power move. And it hits both targets. And that's the main goal of Gardevoir, is to just slam, stab, Hyper Voice into people. But it's also got Psychic and Mystical Fire to cover for its weaknesses, and Protect to cover its own ass. It's got Trace before it Mega Evolves. That way I can get some insight on what the enemy, has on their Pokemon, because Trace copies the opponent's ability. Glade is there to help with Steel, Rock, Dark, any kind of types like that, because of its Stab, Sacred Sword, and Psycho Cut. In addition to Sharpness, which boosts the power of slicing moves such as Sacred Sword, Psycho Cut, Leaf Blade. It's also got Protect. It can do a surprising amount of damage. It's also built to be just as fast, hit just as hard. And its goal is just to get rid of anything Gardevoir can't really deal with. Next up, I've got Whimsicott. Moonblast is here just for chip damage, but it's not really the main goal. Whimsicott is built to be very defensive. You can see it's got that, a lot of its investment into defense and special defense and HP, a little bit in special attack, and a little bit into speed. The reason it has a little bit into speed is because it has the ability Prankster, which means it increases the priority moves, status moves, aka any move that doesn't do damage by one stage, meaning it'll almost always go first. And the reason it's got an extra speed is to use Taunt, which means the enemy can't use their moves like this. So if there's an enemy Whimsicott that doesn't have any speed investment because they're just relying on Prankster, they get taunted and then they can't use their Tailwind, which doubles the speed of your side for 4 turns. Moonblast is here for chip. Protect is here to keep myself safe. Very simple. Giraffe is here to help counter Trick Room teams. The way it does this is using Imprison, which basically means if I use Imprison, they can't use the same moves that I have. Unfortunately, that means I can't use Gardevoir at the same exact time. I might change up the moveset so that I can, but for now I can't use Gardevoir at the same time, so because the moves are Hyper Voice and Psychic, which means my only offensive move would be Mystical Fire. And the ability Armor Tail prevents them from using status move, or prevents them from using priority moves against my side. Which means it's also an extra protection for anything that, anything that can get swept through like a Sucker Punch or anything like that. Lastly, I have Ninetales. It's running Aurora Veil, which, when the snow is set up, halves the damage of all moves on my side for 5 turns, which the ability sets up snow, so it's very easy to set that up. It's running Blizzard and Moonblast, and it's trained to hit hard and fast. You're going to notice a very common trend on my Pokemon is it's built to hit hard and fast. And then the last slot bounces between Mega Feraligatr, Mega Meganium, and Mega Greninja. Feraligatr is built to be this fucking delete button. What it does is it has the equivalent of Pixelate in the ability Dragonize, Darkanize, Dragonize. Where is it? There it is. It's the exact same thing as Fairy type. 20% boost. Normal types become Dragon types, and it only belongs to Feraligatr. But the reason it's such a delete key is because it's running off a 120 base power double edge. So it's basically like 200 power. I mean, because it becomes a Dragon type when it Mega Evolves. And then it's got Dragon Dance just to get some extra speed up. Meganium is there to click Solar Beam, Dazzling Gleam, and sometimes Earth Power if needed. Or I meant to put Protect there, actually. But basically, Solar Beam, Meganium's ability, Mega Soul, basically treats it like Sun is always up, so Solar Beam doesn't take its charge turn. Typically, it takes a turn to charge and then attacks on the second turn. But in the Sun, it immediately does so. And because of... Oh, and there's Weather Ball, too. This is the wrong Meganium, actually. Yeah, there it is. Solar Beam, Weather Ball. Weather Ball becomes... Weather Ball is depending on the type of weather. And it doubles in power when it is a weather type, when there is weather in play. During the harsh sunlight, like Mega Soul provides Meganium, it becomes a fire type move, 100 base power, and it's just a really good coverage move for Mega Meganium, just because it's always fire type. You don't have to worry about them switching in Tyranitar and then suddenly a rock type and you can't do anything to Tyranitar anymore. I've got Dazzling Gleam just to get some consistent damage, and Synthesis or Protect. Synthesis I've been using on and off just because it does more healing in the Mega Soul. But I'm thinking about switching it. Next up, I've got Greninja, who I'm thinking about switching Hydro Pump to Surf, but I'll see. Greninja Mega Evolves, it becomes super fast, super hits hard. And it changes its type based on the move it's using for the first turn. So, like, if it normally it's Water Dark, but if it uses Ice Beam before it gets hit, it becomes an Ice type, and then it resists the not fighting type because it'll still get. It'll resist the Grass type move that typically would obliterate it. And then I need to switch out Extrasensory for Protect as well. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. Unless it's like attacking. I don't know. I'm learning new things about this game every day. Yeah, I don't need to switch it out. I'll just position it better. So if you give me just a second, I will do some practice games and just explain everything that's going on. And yeah. But I'm gonna respec everybody just so it's ready. This time of night, I'm probably gonna get a lot of sweats, so don't expect me to win a lot. Well, I'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've got the. This is the core I always struggle against. Or honestly, the team I always struggle against. Alright, Incineroar's gonna fake out into either Gardevoir or Unzicon, I can't tell yet. I could have double protected just to stop that from happening. Okay, fake out into Gardevoir. I use Tailwind. What does Komodo do? Clinger Soul, okay. Alright, I'm using Psychic into Komodo because he has Soundproof, so Hyper Voice won't work on him. And then I was also Moonblasting into him just in case he survived. But since it hit Incineroar, it just does a little bit of shit for me. Throat Chop does good damage. But I've gotten rid of one of the bigger threats. Incineroar's not a huge threat as it stands. Good, send out Sinistcha. Heals up Incineroar. Probably gonna hit Machagacha, but I can safely hit Hyper Voice. Throat Chop. Oh, okay, I forgot. I'll actually switch out Gardevoir here. And I will protect. I'll protect Whimsicott and switch out into Alola Ninetales. Okay, I got a good read. I can now hit Blizzard. Do I want to hit Blizzard? I'll hit Aurora Veil. And Moonblast into Sinistcha because I can get more damage into Sinistcha than I can into High Kool-Aid. Oh, anyway, I can get more damage into Sinistcha than I can into Incineroar because the Incineroar powers just heal. Though I say that, and then the Sinistcha heals with Machagacha. Throat Chop into Ninetales. Not very effective, and it doesn't stop what I'm about to do. I'm gonna hit Blizzard just to get rid of the Sinistcha really quickly. Incineroar's gonna stay up. I don't have an answer for Incineroar in the front right now. I kinda have to hope he just toys around with me all game and I don't take any damage from it. So this is Citrus Berry. It's gonna heal up again off of me. I don't know if I actually KO it now. I might have to hit it with a... I'll have to dedicate a Moonblast into its slot. They're not really accomplishing much, but at the same time, I'm not really accomplishing much. We're kind of just like pissing on each other and hoping it works. Okay, I've got Sinistcha off the board. Now all I've got to worry about is potentially Gengar. Oh, forfeit. Okay. I'm glad I traced the Kuma because I would have forgotten Soundproof if not. I think I've got to lead Gallade Whimsicott here because the potential of a Duraludon sweeping at the very start is very scary. I've got Whimsicott leading beside him just in case they don't lead with Duraludon, so I can set up a Tailwind. And then Alola Ninetales in the back so that hopefully if I can predict him switching in Pelipper, or I can see him switching Duraludon and get ready to switch in Pelipper, I can switch in Alola Ninetales, shut down the Electric Shot. Electric Shot is Duraludon's signature move that takes 2 turns to charge, but not in the rain. And it can be very intimidating. Arcaladon, Whimsicott. Whimsicott switches out for Pelipper. Okay. The Whimsicott might taunt my Whimsicott, but that's a whisk. That's a whisk. That's a whisk. I'm completely awake. That's a whisk. I'm completely awake. Oh no, he switches it out into Jolteon. That Jolteon can't take the Sacred Sword though. That's my prediction for the day. I don't think he can take it really well. I think it's gonna lose half. It lost way more than half. Where his Ungolade gets sent in. Okay, I'm gonna switch in Alola Ninetales and hit Moonblast into Glade. It's gonna do little to no damage. It's a Glade. But that'll set up the snow. His Glade uses Shadow Sneaker. I have not seen that one in a while. Okay, it did way more than I expected. It must be high speed invested just like mine. Okay, I'm expecting to see a Pelipper switch in here just to stop my Blizzard. Yep. Oh, Arcaladon. Tailwind, okay. Stamina boosting that defense. I'm gonna give it a double defense boost, unfortunately. But in exchange for most of its health, I think that's worth it. Never mind. Actually, I can set up a Tailwind here and get out the Blizzard before he's able to even... move, most likely. least with our Caledon. Okay, Mega Glade. I didn't expect this development. I don't see Mega Glades often. Sacred Sword into Ninetales takes it out. And Flash Cannon into... Yep. Brings it down to Sat. Oh wait. Did it take chip damage? Or is that who I... That's not who I have Satched. That's right. I'm gonna protect Gallade. Make up a Hyper Voice into these two. Shadow Sneak into Gardevoir does a lot of damage, but I live. It's a crit. I live, so I get to hit a Hyper Voice, knocking out both of the opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, that's a win. And that's me getting Ultra Ball, dear. Let's go. Alright, I probably gotta do cutscenes and shit. Yep.